guys, I wanted to go ahead and put together this video for you guys. I get this asked quite a bit on how to create a dashboard and how to add reporting to it. And so I thought, well, might be a good idea for a video. So here we go. If you are in your platform and you come to your filter navigator and you type self-service, you're going to see the application come up with all the modules in it. You can then go to dashboards, or obviously you can type dashboards in your filter navigator and that will bring you over to this module as well. So here, if we click dashboards, that's going to bring us to this screen here where you can see a couple different tabs on there. So if you've recently looked at some dashboards, then or have created some dashboards recently, they will show here under this recent tab. Those that are owned by you will show in this tab. Now, I'm logged into my PDI via System Administrator, so it's really showing all the out-of-the-box dashboards on there. The next tab will show all the ones that have been shared with you, and then there's an all that just shows you all the dashboards that are created on the platform. So in this instance, if we go to to create a dashboard, we're going to go ahead and create a new one. So the new dashboard record will go ahead and come up. And so what we're going to do, let's go ahead and just name it something simple. We're going to go ahead and name it incidents dashboard. And we'll leave everything else the same. The owner is system administrator. So we'll go ahead and just click submit. So at this point, the dashboard is created. And as you can see, it's called incidents dashboard. And you are now left at this screen where it's prompting you to go ahead and add some widgets to start adding reports on it to it. So there are a couple different ways that you can do that. So you can obviously you can click if this wasn't open, you can click your add widgets icon, and this brings you into what is called editing mode. And so at that point, you can click your widget category drop down and you can go to reports. Again, there's usually a lot of out of the box, what we call reports that come with the platform on there. But for this instance, let's see if we could find an existing report here. So in the filter field, you can search and you can say open incidents and see if anything comes up with that. So you do have some incidents that are opened, but I'm going to go ahead and actually take you through creating the report from scratch instead of picking one that's already existing. But that's how you can search for existing reports. So here we're going to go ahead and click new report and we're going to click add. What this does is that it adds a new report widget on there, placeholder, so that you can go ahead and then configure it to your liking, configure it to see the data, to filter the data according to what your need is. So for the report name, we're going to go ahead and let's just create it and open incidents by state, right? So I'm going to open. So open incidents by state. We're going to do the source type is table. Now, there are two different types of sources that come with the platform. So there's a table source and a data source, or should I say, there's different type of sources when you're creating a report. A data source is more geared towards applying, let's say you're going to do reports on the same kind of incidents, like incidents that are closed or incidents that are resolved. So instead of you recreating everything, you can go ahead and just use this data source and it populates the information for you. As you can see, all the conditions are populated automatically. But for this example, we're just going to use a table here. And since we're pulling incidents, we're going to go ahead and just choose the incident table. A quick way to do that, by the way, instead of typing incidents, or if you had users and you just wanted to pick the user table, What I find is if you enter this bracket here, brace, and you type incident, then it kind of brings up just the incident table for you. You can actually close that and it would just refresh and just bring you the incident table only. Just something that's a little quick. So let's go ahead and pick that. And then for the type of reports, we'll go into it in a little bit on what these types of reports are. You're going to find that there are a couple different um, report types. Summary reports, you can have bars and columns. You can have um, so these are the bars and the columns. There's pies and donuts, time series. There's multi-dimensional reports, scores, and others. Um, the reporting automated the type automatically falls to list view. So anything that you pull is going to come up in list view. So if you would do a refresh on there, on here, or hit run, either or, it'll show you so far the data that we have. Now it's bringing everything in because we haven't set any conditions on it. So this is a list view here for this report. But we want to narrow it down a little bit because what we want are the open incidents by state. Right? So uh, I don't want to do a list view. We don't want to show it in a list view. You can, but want to break it down a little bit and show it in a different manner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick here this pie chart, and then we're going to configure this. So here in my conditions field, what I want to do is uh, we have show the incidents by state. So I want to narrow this down a little bit. So I'm just going to put opened, and I just want to do a few months, maybe through the last 3 months on there. I don't want to have a whole lot of different data, so I just want to narrow it down a little bit. So I want any of these incidents that have been opened in the last 3 months on there. So once that condition is set, I can again do a refresh, or I can hit run, and so far the data is showing. But now we're grouping it. Right now it's showing true or false because we haven't actually grouped the incidents by state. So that's where we come into the configure tab now. And what we're going to do is, instead of group by, defaulted to active. That's why you're seeing the true and false. We want to change that, and we want to group that. Scroll down, filter to group down by state, and then we hit run, and now it's going to give me the states if you're looking at. So they're in progress, the closed, new, and on hold on there. So far, this report is not saved. If I were to navigate away, it's going to ask me, hey, do you want to discard this that you've put together so far, or do you want to save? So let's just, good practice, go ahead and just save the report for it. And it's automatically saved to your dashboard when you do that. But there's still a little more work that I want to do on it, so I'm going to go back into the edit mode to edit this report. And so right now I have it grouped by state, but I want to style it a little bit. So what I want to do is I want to display the data labels on there. You can choose chart color on it. You use several colors on it and choose one that you want. Uh, so I just left it I'll leave it at use color palette on it, and it defaults to a default palette. These are also, you can change to whatever you want as well. And I am going to display the data labels on there so that I can see some numbers on here. So when I hit run, I can now see how many are on hold, how many are new or in progress. So now I can actually save this report. And if I go to my dashboard, it is now on my dashboard. I can actually also move this report, just reshape it a little bit here. In case I'm going to add another report, I can go ahead and just shape it here as well. Now, Let's go back into the report. One thing I want to show you is how you can share your report with your users. Now, to do that, you want to go ahead and click on your sharing button here, icon, and you want to go to share. And in here, you can pick all the people that you want. So if you want to share it with everyone, you just click on that. You can add that it requires a role. In this case, I'm not going to do that, but you can specify that here. Let me add I'm in the Vancouver version of my PDI of ServiceNow on there. So I can also pick groups. So if I want to pick a specific group or user, system administrators on the default since I created it as a system administrator. Um, but I'm just going to leave that everyone and then hit OK on there. I can again save this and it saves it. Um, I can add it to a dashboard. Now I already have it on a dashboard because that's where I started. But if I started here creating the report first, then I can specify here which dashboard to go ahead and add it to. And here's the incidents dashboard. So I can get to specify that here. I can also export this report to PDF on it, and that will go ahead and export that as well. But I'm just going to save again. So this report is now saved. We go to our dashboard, and there's our report. Let's add another report, just so a view here. So again, I'm not going to pick some out of the box reports or reports that were created prior. I'm going to go ahead and create a new one. I'm going to add it, and then I'm going to go ahead and configure the widget. So do incidents, say incidents, or yeah, by. I know we did. Probably we could do this one by priority, maybe. Guess or by assignment group. So let's do that one. Assignment. If I can spell assignment group. Right against table. Since we already created a report on the incident tables, no need for me to search. It shows it under our recent choices. So I can go ahead and pull that up. And I can hit next. When I hit next, in order to pick the type, this should also refresh, and you should then see all the incidents. Again, because I haven't set any grouping or conditions, it is basically showing me everything on here. So I'm okay with leaving this with list view if I wanted to see everything, but let's go ahead and create a bar chart instead on it. So I'm going to highlight bar. And then before I go to next, I want to go ahead and configure this. So again, I don't want to see all the tickets that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and just for the sake of this video, I'm just choosing the tickets that were open maybe within the last, let's say 6 months on there. So I can hit run, and this time it's giving me a bar chart. Now, again, because I haven't done any grouping, it's just basically showing me the ones that are active and inactive. That's why you see true and false. So to fix that, we're going to go ahead and go to configure. And again, this report our total incidents by assignment group. So I'm going to go ahead and take my group by, and I'm going to choose assignment group, and I'm going to hit run because I want to take a look. So I don't want to go to the next tab just yet. So hit run, and it's letting me see the assignment groups. I have a bunch of, it's my PDI, so there's a bunch of different things in there, but I can do show 20, show 10, 15. So let's do a show 20. I don't want to see the others. So anything that does not have an assignment group assigned to it, it will go ahead and just show the sysid of an empty sysid. But that means I need to configure my my user groups so that they actually show. So let's go ahead and actually change this then. Maybe I don't want to do the assignment group, but I want to maybe group by a specific group on it. Um, so let's say tickets assigned to uh, server group, right? So here, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the assigning here. Actually, I'm going to break it down a little bit more. So this arrow means you can actually drill down on it. So I'm going to drill down and I'm going to see if I could find the name, right? And open it and assignment group is, uh, yeah, server support. Let's see what that brings up. That brings me all the tickets there, server support. So let's say, let's ungroup this and let's take a look at, let's get rid of this completely and see if instead of active, instead of any grouping, we can just pick no grouping at all. So show me the active ones there. So how about if I group by number? So I could do that. It's showing me different numbers here on it. So this is one way of putting your report together. You can play around and see what different things that you can create. So here's by opened. If we do that, it'll show us how many tickets and what days, how long it's been within weeks, days that it's been opened. I can then style it. Instead of using one color, I could use the color palette. Hit run. That's going to show me the different colors on there. I can do the data labels, and then I like to allow the data labels in the middle. So I can go ahead and click on that. And it shows me the numbers on there. So it'll look different on your PDI, on your instance. This is my PDI. I don't really have a lot of incidents that are created on it, but once you hit save, that report is now on your dashboard. You can configure it so that, or just adjust it so that it looks different for you, matches for you, um, and that's it. So there are other videos I'm going to create on the different types and some few different reports so we can get a different view on it. But this is basically a short uh, video on creating dashboards and reporting on the Now platform. If you like, please leave comments in the comment section and subscribe, as well, this is a channel intended for all of us to learn and grow. Thank you.